Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The airplane vibrates beneath me, its engines roaring like a beast eager to take off. I adjust my tie, glancing at the screen of my phone one more time. No messages. I've been in meetings all day, buried under presentations and figures, but I can't shake the unease settling in my gut. I text Sarah before takeoff, hoping to get a quick reply, but it's been hours, and my mind races with thoughts I can't control. Don't worry, I tell myself, but each moment of silence stretches into an eternity. My wife, who normally responds almost immediately, is silent. I imagine her at home, curled up on the couch with a book, a glass of wine beside her. I can picture her smile, the way her eyes light up when she's lost in a story. But what if something is wrong? My heart pounds as I recall the strained arguments we've had recently. The last few weeks have felt like walking on eggshells, each conversation loaded with unspoken tension. By the time I land, my agitation has morphed into a palpable anxiety. I text again, my fingers trembling as I type, "Hey, babe. Just landed. Are you okay?" I hit send, willing my phone to buzz back to life. Nothing. I rush to the car, my mind racing through scenarios I don't want to think about. What if she's in trouble? Or worse? I grip the steering wheel tightly, the leather creaking beneath my grip, as I drive back to our apartment. The city blurs past me, streetlights flashing like warning signs. Arriving home, I fly up the stairs, 2 steps at a time, my heart pounding louder than ever. I reach the door, pausing for a moment, breathless. I knock, hard. "Sarah!" I shout, a mix of panic and anger surging through me. "Open up." Silence. I knock again, this time trying the doorknob. It turns, but the door doesn't budge. I push harder, my heart racing even faster. "Sarah!" I can feel it, the weight of something terrible hanging in the air. I step back and pound on the door again. "Open the door. Now." Still nothing. Frustration boils over, and I kick the door hard. It shakes, the sound echoing in the empty hallway. "God damn it, Sarah!" I scream, fear flooding my voice. Finally, I hear a noise, shuffling. My heart leaps, but it's not the comforting sound of my wife's voice. It's heavy footsteps approaching from within. I brace myself, anxiety clawing at my insides. The door swings open, but it's not Sarah who greets me. Instead, a stranger stands there, a young man with messy hair and a puzzled expression. "Can I help you?" he asks, looking bewildered. I stare at him, my mind racing. "Where's my wife?" The stranger blinks, his confusion deepening. "I think you have the wrong apartment." I step forward, pushing past him into the foyer. "What do you mean? This is my home." "Sarah." I call again, desperation creeping into my voice. The man starts, but I barely hear him. I search the apartment, my heart pounding harder with each empty room. I find the living room stripped bare, the walls exposed where pictures once hung. "Sarah!" I shout again, panic tightening my throat. I hear a muffled sound from the kitchen, and I rush toward it. I yank open the door, expecting to find my wife. But instead, I'm met with a silence that feels like a void, an absence so profound it grips my chest. The kitchen is empty, the table cleared of everything but a single piece of paper. I pick it up, my hands shaking. It's a note, and my blood runs cold as I read the scrawled words, "I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I've sold the apartment. I'm going away." The words blur in my vision as anger surges through me. I crumple the note in my fist, my heart racing. Sold the apartment. Gone away. My thoughts spiral, and in that moment, the reality of betrayal slams into me like a freight train. She's gone, gone with someone else. I want to scream, to break something, to make sense of the chaos exploding in my mind. Who the hell are you? I turn to the stranger, fury igniting in my veins. What do you know about this? He raises his hands, stepping back. I'm just a friend. I'm helping her move. Move? Move where? I demand, my voice rising. Switzerland, he says quietly, almost apologetically. The world tilts beneath me, the revelation crashing down like a wave. Switzerland. I stagger back, grasping the edge of the kitchen counter to steady myself. My mind races with images of Sarah and this man, laughter shared over candlelit dinners, stolen kisses in the shadows of winter. Why? I manage to choke out. Why would she do this? I really don't know, man. She didn't say much, he replies, his voice low, filled with a mix of sympathy and discomfort. Get out, I snap, my voice cold. Just leave. He hesitates for a moment before stepping back, and I feel a strange satisfaction in my power over him, this man who had entered my life uninvited. Once he's gone, I collapse onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. Betrayal wraps around me like a suffocating blanket, and I can't breathe. I never thought Sarah would do this. Never imagined she could hurt me like this. I always trusted her, believed in us. But now, I feel something else. A flicker of determination ignites in my chest. She thinks she can just walk away from everything we built together. No. I won't let her get away with this. As the adrenaline surges through me, a plan starts to form. I will make her feel the pain she's caused me. I will ruin her fate, just as she has ruined mine. The thought settles like a heavy stone in my stomach, but there's an exhilaration in it, too. I rise from the couch, my mind focused, fueled by anger and betrayal. I will take back what is mine, and I will ensure that Sarah knows the cost of her choices. I grab my phone, staring at her number, and I make the call that will change everything. I sit in the dim light of our empty apartment, the silence pressing in on me like a weight. My mind races as I contemplate my next move. I know I can't sit here wallowing in betrayal. I need to confront this head-on, and if Sarah thinks she can run off to Switzerland and leave me behind, she's in for a surprise. I grab my phone again, the screen illuminating my face in the darkness. I scroll through my contacts, pausing at Sarah's name. It feels like a betrayal of its own to call her, but I can't let her disappear without answers. I take a deep breath, preparing myself for the confrontation that is sure to follow. Just as I'm about to hit dial, a knock at the door jolts me out of my thoughts. Who is it? I call, my voice low, still trembling with rage. It's Jake. A familiar voice responds. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Jake is my best friend, the kind of guy who can make any situation feel lighter. I swing the door open, and he walks in, his face a mix of concern and confusion. Dude, what's going on? I just got your text. You sounded frantic. I step aside, letting him in, and the sight of his relaxed demeanor only intensifies my agitation. You won't believe what happened, man, I say, pacing the room. Sarah sold the apartment and took off to Switzerland with some guy. What? Jake's eyes widen, and he crosses his arms, leaning against the wall. Are you serious? Yeah, and she didn't even tell me. Just left a damn note. I fling the crumpled paper onto the table, watching Jake read it, his expression shifting from shock to disbelief. Unbelievable. I mean, I knew things were rocky, but this, he trails off, shaking his head. Have you tried calling her? I was just about to when you knocked, I admit, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. But I'm not sure what I'll say. Hey, thanks for cheating on me. Where's my apartment? Jake steps forward, his voice lowering. You need to figure out what's next. You can't let her just get away with this, you know. You deserve answers, and more than that, you deserve respect. I know, I reply, the anger boiling over. I'm just so furious. I can't believe she would do this to me. Let's go find her, Jake suggests, his eyes sparkling with mischief. We'll track her down. You can't let her think she can just disappear. You deserve closure. I consider this for a moment, the idea igniting a fire within me. Yeah. You're right. Let's do it. Jake's expression shifts to excitement. Alright, let's grab some things. If she's in Switzerland, we'll need to figure out her flight details. We can't just show up unprepared. Right. I nod, my mind racing with possibilities. I turn to my desk and start grabbing my laptop and a few essentials. I'll look up flights to Zurich. Maybe she hasn't left yet. As I work, Jake flips through my notes, his brow furrowing. You really thought everything was fine, didn't you? Yeah, I say, my voice trailing off. I thought we were just going through a rough patch, but now I don't know what to think. Jake tosses a pen onto the desk, his frustration boiling over. You deserve better than this, man. You can't let her walk away unscathed. With that, we set to work. I pull up Sarah's social media, looking for any hints about her plans. After a few moments of scrolling, I find a photo of her with a mysterious man, both of them smiling against a backdrop of snowy mountains. A caption reads, "Can't wait for our adventure together." Gotcha, I mutter, my heart racing. What's up? Jake leans closer, squinting at the screen. I turn the laptop toward him, pointing at the picture. That's her. That's the guy she's with. Jake lets out a low whistle. Wow. He looks like a total tool. What's his name? I don't know, but we're going to find out, I say, fueled by a sudden surge of determination. I need to know who this guy is. What's so special about him that she would throw everything away? Let's get a drink first, Jake suggests, grinning. We'll need to strategize. You're not going to Switzerland without a plan, right? I nod, feeling the rush of adrenaline wash over me. You're right. Let's go. We head to a nearby bar, the atmosphere buzzing with life. The moment we sit down, I order a whiskey, needing the burn to steady my nerves. Jake grabs a beer and leans back, his expression serious. Alright, what's the plan? First, we need to figure out where she's staying, I say, looking around the room. Then we'll confront her. No holding back. You need to be ready for anything, though, Jake warns, his tone firm. She might try to twist things around. Be prepared for her excuses. Excuses. I scoff, bitterness lacing my words. What could she possibly say that would justify this? I gave her everything. True, but emotions can cloud judgment, he replies, his voice soothing but direct. Just remember to keep your cool. You want answers, not a fight. I take a deep breath, calming myself with the weight of his words. Yeah, I need to approach this strategically. I want her to know how much she's hurt me. As we discuss our approach, I pull out my phone and start searching for flights to Zurich. I'll book a ticket for tomorrow, I say, determination hardening my resolve. You're really going to do this? Jake asks, his brow raised. Absolutely. She can't just walk away and pretend everything is fine. I'll make her face the consequences. Just then, my phone buzzes on the table, and I glance down to see a text from an unknown number. I know where Sarah is. My heart races. What the hell? I mutter, quickly typing a response. Who's that? Jake asks, leaning over to read the screen. I don't know. Someone claims to know where she is, I reply, adrenaline flooding my veins. I hit send, my fingers trembling, eager for more information. This could be our lead. Jake straightens, excitement lighting up his features. Let's see where this goes. The anticipation hangs thick in the air as I await a reply. I know that whatever happens next could change everything. The buzz of my phone slices through the air, pulling me back from the whirlwind of thoughts. I stare at the screen, my heart pounding. The unknown number flickers before my eyes like a beacon of hope and dread. Who is it? Jake asks, leaning forward, his interest piqued. It's the number that texted me, I reply, my fingers hovering over the screen. Should I call it? Absolutely, he urges, a mix of excitement and caution in his voice. This could be our ticket to finding Sarah. I take a deep breath, steeling myself, and hit the call button. The phone rings, each tone echoing louder in my ears until it finally connects. A gravelly voice answers, cutting through the tension. Yeah. Who is this? Do you know where Sarah is? I shoot back, my voice firm but laced with urgency. I know she's in Switzerland, the voice responds, low and measured. And I can tell you where, but you need to understand something first. Understand what? I snap, my patience fraying. Just tell me. Meet me at the cafe on 5th and Main in an hour. I'll give you the details. Before I can respond, the line goes dead, leaving me holding my phone in disbelief. Who was that? Jake asks, eyebrows raised. Some guy who claims to know where Sarah is, I reply, my heart racing. He wants to meet at a cafe to talk. Sounds sketchy, Jake cautions, crossing his arms. You sure you want to go alone? I need to find her, I insist, resolve hardening within me. She can't keep doing this. I'm not going to let her get away with it. Okay, but I'm coming with you, Jake says, his tone leaving no room for argument. You need backup. I nod, grateful for his support. Fine. Let's get moving. We pay the tab and rush out of the bar, the cool night air hitting my face as I step into the street. I can't shake the urgency coursing through my veins. I need to confront Sarah, to demand answers, and this mysterious man may hold the key. As we drive to the cafe, the city lights flicker by in a blur, each one amplifying the anticipation building inside me. What do you think he wants? Jake asks, breaking the silence. I don't know, I reply, clenching my fists. Maybe he's a friend of hers, or maybe he's the guy she's with. Either way, I'll find out. The cafe comes into view, its warm lights spilling onto the sidewalk, but the ambience feels unsettling. I park the car and we step out, the atmosphere thick with tension. Remember, stay calm, Jake advises as we approach the entrance. You want to gather information, not scare him off. Yeah, I know, I mutter, trying to calm the storm inside me. Inside, the cafe buzzes with life, patrons chatting over coffee and pastries. I scan the room, searching for the man from the phone call. My eyes land on a figure in the corner, an older man, rugged and scruffy, nursing a cup of coffee. I nod toward him, and Jake and I make our way over. Are you the one who called? I ask, my voice low but firm. The man looks up, his eyes narrowing as he assesses us. Yeah. You're looking for Sarah. I nod, my heart racing. What do you know? He leans back in his chair, crossing his arms. I know she's with someone else. They're in Zurich, and she's not planning on coming back anytime soon. Who is he? I demand, leaning forward, the anger rising again. His name is Matt, the man says, his voice steady. They met a few months ago. She was unhappy, looking for something more exciting. Exciting? I scoff, incredulous. So she just decides to throw away our life for a fling. The man shrugs. People do stupid things when they feel trapped. You have to understand, it wasn't just her fault. She's not the only one at play here. Are you defending her? I snap, the frustration bubbling over. She betrayed me. I'm not defending anyone, he replies, his tone hardening. I'm just telling you what I know. If you want to confront her, you'd better be prepared for the truth. What do you mean? I ask, my voice dropping as curiosity intertwines with anger. I mean, she's changed. The Sarah you knew isn't the same anymore, he explains, his eyes boring into mine. She's found something with this guy that she claims makes her happy. But happiness can be fleeting. Great, I mutter, feeling my blood boil. What do you want in return for this information? Are you just trying to stir the pot? I want nothing, he replies, his gaze unwavering. But I'll tell you this, if you go after her, you need to go in with a clear mind. There's no guarantee it will end the way you want. I take a deep breath, processing his words. What if I don't care how it ends? I just want to know why. Then you have to make that choice yourself, he replies, standing up. Just be aware that confrontation doesn't always lead to closure. Sometimes it leads to more questions. I stare at him, the weight of his words settling heavily on my chest. Where can I find them? Tomorrow, at the Grand Hotel in Zurich. They're staying there, he says, sliding a small piece of paper across the table. But you need to decide what you want first. I grab the paper, feeling the edges crumple in my grasp. Thanks, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. Good luck, he replies before turning to leave, his figure disappearing into the crowd. Let's go, Jake says, urgency in his tone. We need to figure out our next move. We step back outside, the cool night air washing over me as I read the note. Tomorrow, I say, the word tasting bitter on my tongue. Tomorrow I confront her. Are you ready for that? Jake asks, concern etched on his face. It could get messy. I don't care, I reply, my determination hardening. I need to do this. I need to face her. I can't let her get away with this. Not without understanding why she made those choices. As we drive back to my apartment, I can't shake the feeling of dread mixed with anticipation. I know the confrontation will be a turning point, but I also realize it might not lead to the answers I'm hoping for. Yet, the need for closure propels me forward. Once home, I sit at my desk, the note from the cafe clutched in my hand, staring at the screen of my laptop. I start searching for flights to Zurich, my heart racing with every click. I know I'll be on a plane in the morning, ready to face the woman I once loved. As I book my ticket, Jake stands by the door, arms crossed, a supportive presence in my chaotic world. You ready for this? He asks again. I have to be, I reply, my voice steadying. I need to know what happened to us. I won't let her leave me hanging. Jake nods, his expression firm. Then let's get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. I close my laptop, the weight of the impending confrontation hanging in the air like a storm cloud. As I head to bed, my mind races with thoughts of Sarah, Matt, and the life we once shared. Tomorrow, everything changes. The sun rises over Zurich, casting a golden hue across the snow-dusted rooftops. I wake up to the relentless beep of my alarm, anxiety bubbling up in my chest. Today is the day. I glance at the ticket confirmation on my phone, the details solidifying the reality of my trip. I'm here to confront Sarah, to find out how everything fell apart. As I get ready, my mind races with questions and scenarios. What will she say? Will she try to justify her actions? And what about Matt? I can't shake the feeling that this confrontation will change everything. Jake and I meet at the airport, the atmosphere thick with unspoken tension. He's quiet as we check in for our flight, his brows furrowed. "You sure about this?" he asks again, concern etched in his features. "I have to do this," I insist, determination flooding my voice. I can't let her walk away without knowing why. Once we're on the plane, I stare out the window, watching the clouds drift by. The city beneath us disappears, and my thoughts drift to Sarah. I can't help but wonder how someone who once promised to love me forever could turn her back so easily. The flight feels eternal, and when we finally land, my heart races with a mix of dread and anticipation. Zurich greets us with its chilly air and picturesque views, but I have no time to admire the scenery. I'm focused on one thing: finding Sarah. "Let's go to the Grand Hotel," I say to Jake, my voice steady. "That's where the guys said they're staying." We grab a cab, the driver chatting amiably in Swiss German, but I'm too absorbed in my thoughts to pay much attention. The hotel looms ahead, a grand structure that feels out of place given the chaos in my mind. I step out, taking a deep breath before entering. Inside, the lobby is bustling with tourists and businesspeople, the air thick with the scent of fresh coffee and pastries. I scan the room for familiar faces, my heart racing. What if she's not here? I whisper to Jake. "She's here," he replies confidently, glancing around. "Just keep your cool." We approach the reception desk, and I lean in, my heart pounding. "Excuse me, can you tell me what room Sarah Thompson is in?" The receptionist glances up, her smile faltering slightly. "I'm sorry, but I can't provide that information." "Look, I really need to speak to her," I insist, my voice rising slightly. "It's important." "Sir, I can't help you unless you have an appointment," she replies, her tone firm. Frustrated, I turn to Jake, who's watching the scene unfold. "What now?" "I've got an idea," he says, his eyes lighting up with mischief. "Let's check the bar. If she's here, she might be having a drink." "Good thinking," I reply, the thought sparking a flicker of hope. We head to the hotel bar, and as we enter, I scan the room. It's dimly lit and cozy, filled with plush chairs and soft music playing in the background. I take a deep breath, trying to remain calm. Then, in the corner, I spot her. Sarah is sitting with a man, laughter spilling from their table. She looks radiant, her smile bright against the dark wood of the bar. My heart sinks as I recognize Matt from the picture, his arm draped casually around her shoulder. I feel my blood boil as a wave of anger crashes over me. "That's them," I whisper, barely able to contain my rage. "Let's go," Jake urges, his voice low. We approach the table, and as we draw closer, I can hear snippets of their conversation. Sarah is laughing, the sound grating against my nerves. I clear my throat, and suddenly, the laughter dies. She looks up, her eyes widening in surprise. "Josh?" she stammers, disbelief washing over her face. "Surprised to see me?" I say, my voice dripping with sarcasm. "I thought you were busy enjoying your exciting new life." Matt straightens, his expression shifting to one of defensive confusion. "Who the hell are you?" "I'm her husband," I reply, the word feeling foreign on my tongue. Or at least, I was until she decided to run off. "Wow," Sarah says, a mix of irritation and defiance in her tone. "You didn't have to come here, Josh. I told you it was over." "Over? Is that what you call this?" I gesture to the two of them, my voice rising. "You think you can just sell our life together and pretend it doesn't matter?" "Maybe it doesn't," she snaps, her face flushing with anger. "You were never around. You were always too busy with work. I needed more than that." "More? You think this is what more looks like?" I point to Matt, my heart pounding in my chest. "This is what you've chosen." "Josh, Stop, Jake interjects, sensing the tension in the air. Let's just talk about this calmly. But Sarah's eyes blaze with anger. Calmly? You want me to be calm after everything? You didn't even notice I was unhappy. Matt leans forward, a smug look on his face. Maybe she finally found someone who appreciates her. Appreciates her. I bark, the anger surging through me. You think taking her away from everything we built is appreciation? Sarah rolls her eyes, her voice cold. You have no idea what you're talking about. You only see things from your perspective. No, I see things clearly, I shoot back, my fists clenched. You chose to betray me. You chose him over us. The tension hangs thick in the air, the silence stretching out painfully. Sarah opens her mouth to respond, but before she can speak, I turn to Jake. Let's go. He looks taken aback, but he nods slowly. Okay. As we walk away from the table, I can feel Sarah's eyes on my back, her gaze burning with unresolved anger and hurt. We step outside into the chilly air, and I take a deep breath, the weight of the confrontation settling heavily on my shoulders. Do you feel better? Jake asks quietly, glancing at me. No, I reply, frustration boiling beneath the surface. I feel worse. I can't believe she would throw everything away for this. What are you going to do now? Jake probes, concern etched on his face. I don't know, I admit, my voice heavy. I thought confronting her would give me closure, but all I feel is this raging anger. We walk in silence for a moment, the city bustling around us, but I'm lost in my thoughts. I can't shake the feeling of betrayal, the weight of Sarah's choices crushing me. Maybe it's time to let her go, Jake suggests gently. You can't keep holding on to someone who doesn't want to be with you. His words strike a chord within me, the truth of them sinking in. I realize that this isn't just about Sarah and Matt, it's about me reclaiming my life. You're right, I say, my voice steadier. I can't keep fighting for something that's already gone. As we walk toward the hotel entrance, I feel a sense of clarity washing over me. I know I need to move on, to let go of the anger that has consumed me for too long. Let's get out of here, I say, my heart finally starting to lighten. I don't need this negativity in my life. We head back to the car, the chilly wind whipping around us, and I glance back at the hotel one last time. Sarah's choices don't define me, and it's time to reclaim my own happiness. As we drive away, I can't help but feel a sense of finality. I'm ready to close this chapter of my life, even if it hurts. The road ahead is uncertain, but I know I can't let the past hold me back anymore. Where to now? Jake asks, breaking the silence. Anywhere but here, I reply, a hint of determination in my voice. I need to start fresh. As we leave Zurich behind, I know that the journey ahead won't be easy, but I'm ready to face it. I've learned that love can be deceptive, but so can hatred. And in the end, it's my choice to forge a new path forward, free from the shadows of betrayal.